Coast FM 963, you're on Raw Youth Disability Radio. Joining me at my guest as this time, a mother that has taken the time out of her day to come into the studio and also brought her son Lenny with her. And she has taken the time to do this interview with me about what is it like to be a parent to... Yeah, that's you, Lenny. And we're talking about what it's like to be a parent, an individual living with a disability. I'm joined with Hayley. Hayley, how are you going?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
No worries. Thanks for coming by, and thank you for bringing Lenny. How are you going, Lenny? Yeah, good?
He's always good.
That's the way. So just to start things off, if you're comfortable with sharing, what disability is Lenny living with?
So Lenny is living with cerebral palsy, and he has epilepsy and a genetic condition which was a consequence of cerebral palsy. Yeah.
Okay. What's Lenny's day-to-day like?
Our day-to-day looks a little bit different to what typical families would. So our little Lenny, he is unable to walk or sit unassisted. So we have lots of equipment in our house. We also have things like seizure cameras that he has on each night just to make sure that he's not having seizures through the night.
Okay.
So our morning would start like we could hear him on the camera. He's woken up, so we have to go get him out of bed. Lenny likes a lie-in if we have the time.
Oh,
so he likes to
nice.
hop in bed, have a snuggle and watch some things on the iPad.
Yeah.
And then from there, we'll pop him in his high-low chair. So that has assistance with his lateral support. And then I guess that it'll be where he has his breakfast. It's like what equivalent of like a high chair, I guess. It just has extra support for Lenny.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
And then we would usually have therapy of some kind. So that might be physiotherapy or occupational therapy, maybe speech therapy. They often come to our house, which we're really lucky for. We have a brilliant team that works with Lenny.
Yeah.
That we all love dearly. And then I guess we would try to fit something fun in, might go for a drive, maybe go to the park. But I guess Lenny needs lots of help at the park, but that's okay. We make it work, don't we, fella?
Yeah.
And then, same kind of thing for dinner. Back in the chair, and he has a shower chair that we will use for him in the evenings to have a shower. That's pretty much what our typical kind of day would be if I'm not at work. But then if myself and his dad, Tom, are at work, then he goes to daycare.
Yeah.
And he loves daycare. They have lots of supportive equipment there for him too, which is really great.
Yeah.
And he loves it. So
that's great. It sounds like Lenny has a lot of support for his day-to-day and is really loved by the sounds of things. So while taking care of Lenny, was there anything you learnt about disability?
I learnt a lot about disability that I did not know before having Lenny. I've learnt to navigate the NDIS system as a parent. Yep. I've learnt lots of different things that I guess we can do therapy-wise day to day to help Lenny and support Lenny that I didn't know before.
Yeah.
I'm always learning. Every day I feel I'm learning something new about Lenny and how best to support him and be there for him.
And one of the best parts with the disability sector I found is like you still keep learning every step you go. So it does put you on a bit of a journey. Yeah,
it's a huge journey, but it's a beautiful journey too. And of course we wouldn't change our little fella for anything.
100%. For any new parents or parents whose child is living with a disability, is there any advice you could think of to give them?
I think for us, it was certainly not what we expected. So it was probably when Lenny was 5 days old that we realised something was different and unique about Lenny. At the start, it was really, really difficult, and it was really hard to, I guess I was comparing myself a lot to my friends who had children and our family members who have children, and I guess really, really grieving that experience that I felt like I should have had with my boy. But I think when you're doing that and you're focusing on all the things that are hard, it's really, really hard to enjoy the things that are really good too.
Yeah.
So my advice is certainly to enjoy everything, to take everything as a learning, and to remember that your experience is still beautiful too.
That's a nice way to look at it too. Before going in the studio, you mentioned that you and your partner Thomas was also doing a few fundraisers and a few discos to also support Lenny. So if you're okay with it, would you like to talk a little bit about the fundraisers?
Yeah, of course. So we are in the process of getting a wheelchair funded by the NDIS, which is fantastic. So we've ordered it, and it probably takes to 3 to 4 months. So we're kind of looking at how best we can support Lenny post that. So I guess the car that we have now doesn't kind of have accessibility for the ramp that we have. So we do have a portable ramp, but we can't really kind of get that into the car that we have. Yeah. It's a bit too small.
Okay.
And too high, it just wouldn't work. So I guess Tom and I put our heads together and we were thinking, like, we absolutely need to get a new car, but what will that look like? Because financially it's not really something that we can afford. So I guess we thought we would try out doing some fundraisers. So we are doing fundraisers for Lenny to get new wheels. So we've called it Lenny's New Wheels.
Fair enough.
So we've been donated lots of beautiful prizes, things from the community, which is really, really, really fantastic. We've really had a lot of beautiful businesses come together for us, specifically local to where we live. So a lot of people either know Lenny through childcare or daycare, or they know myself because I've lived on the Central Coast most of my life and in the same area. Yeah. So we were donated some Easter chocolates. So we just finished an Easter raffle.
Wow.
And we made almost $700, which was unreal.
700?
Yeah, a big chunk. And then now we're about to do our big raffle. So we've got things like $500 Bunnings voucher and clothes vouchers, hair vouchers. We've got toys, like lots of cool things.
Wow.
And then we're going to be drawing that at our disco that we're putting on as well. So we're doing a kids disco fundraiser as well. So lots of planning to do, lots of stuff to do for that. But I guess this is the type of thing that we have to do as a family.
Yeah.
If we want to have the best supports for Lenny. So, like, Lenny has a standing frame and a gait trainer and all these things, and it would be really wonderful if we could bring those things with us to the many places we go throughout our week. So, I guess having a bigger and more accessible car would make that even easier. Yeah. So, yeah, we're giving it a crack and we're seeing how we go. Yeah. But
that's all you can do.
Yeah. So,
it's always nice that, like, the community all coming together to help you, and you're also helping the community. So in a sense, like, yourself and Thomas and the community is also helping each other to keep things going.
And I think that we're very, very lucky. So personally, we have a beautiful support network. So our families, our close friends, and then again, you know, the daycare centre are really, really fantastic. Yeah. And they are really, really supportive. And to be honest, that was something I was pretty, I guess, stressed about. Yeah. Starting Lenny at daycare, given that his main form of mobility is crawling on the ground. Yeah. But they have been really, really, really great with him too. So I guess we're very, very lucky.
Yeah. Well, Hayley, thank you so much for coming in on the show, and thank you so much for bringing Lenny on as well. I hope you two had a really good time in the studio.
We did. It's really cool in here, and I think Lenny definitely enjoyed himself.
Yeah.
Hope he wasn't too distracting in the background there.
Not at all. I loved having Lenny on, and you two are always welcome on the show anytime.
Thank you so much for having us.
No problem. Well, I'm James O'Brien, and you've been on Raw Youth Disability Radio on Coast FM 963. Back to you, Angus.
This is Raw with Angus Hamill.
Thanks very much, Jamesy. Really nicely done. Our very own James O'Brien being joined live in the studio right there by local mum Hayley and her son Lenny, who lives with cerebral palsy, talking all about her experiences being a mother of a child who lives with disabilities. And if you'd like to find out more information about Hayley and Lenny's journey, you can head to our Facebook page. Just search up Coast FM 963. Scroll down till you see the promo post for tonight's episode of Raw. There's a lovely photo of James in the studio with Hayley and Lenny that they took. And there is a link on there to Lenny's New Wheels, which is the Facebook page, all to do with raising the awareness and also the fundraiser events that Hayley has been organising to do with helping Lenny's quality of life.
Let me hear you say
Raw
Youth Disability Radio
is made possible with support from the Community Broadcasting Foundation. Find out more at cbf.org.au.
Coast FM 963.
Your voice, your community.